How are y'all doing? A few people starting to come through now. Hope all is well. I'll just give it 1 or 2 more seconds. The worst thing ever happened to me there at what time is it now? So hey, 7:55. Internet went off, so I'm using my personal hotspot here. So I hope you can hear me okay. So what are we going to do today? We're going to be going through, I think it's 10 questions. We're going to be looking at things like, do I need to complete all the EDTs? This girl had a really bad scenario with her sponsor. Do I drive in this? And there's a few other things that we're going to cover today. All right. So you know the drill. If you have any questions, please comment and we'll get to them at the end. There should be a comment section there somewhere on your end. So we're going to get stuck straight into it here. I'm going to go back to the very start. So one question that came up on the Facebook group was, do we need to complete all EDT lessons before getting a test invite, or will they send invite even if we partially completed them? I think this person has the wrong idea of the process. So do we need to complete all EDTs before getting a test invite? First of all, the RSA don't just invite you. You have to pay for your driving test and apply. You have to apply and then pay for it. I don't recommend applying for the driving test until you have all 12 complete. But once you do complete all 12, then I would suggest going on, paying for your driving test and putting yourself on the waiting list. I've had a few scenarios where students done their EDTs with me and they were able to do their driving test one day after the 6-month rule for the learner permit. So, but I don't recommend doing it before you're finishing them. It's pointless. So do your 12 first and then apply for your driving test. Just you have to apply yourself, and I think it's €85. So we had a scenario here with this girl. Actually felt really bad for her when I was reading it. Basically, she was really fed up. She has her own car and she goes out with her sister, and her sister is our sponsor. But our sister gets really kind of wound up and she doesn't know how to deal with it, and she kind of gets angry, and in her words here, snotty, as in just a little bit rude, you could call it. So I did come underneath this one and I just let her know, when you do go out with your sponsor, they're not really supposed to be advising you on what to do, because most of the time they won't even know the rules of the road themselves. 1 second, can you still hear me yet? Okay, sorry, I was just checking the comments there in case people said you couldn't hear me. So when you go out with your sponsor, they're not supposed to advise you on what to do, because a lot of times they don't know the rules of the road themselves because they passed that driving test God knows when. And a lot of the time rules can change and stuff like that, from, say, if like you're using one of your parents. It was so long ago when they done their driving test, the knowledge they have probably wouldn't even be the same as what we have now. So when you do have a sponsor, they're literally there to sit beside you and say nothing. Their only job is, if you get too like exasperated or you can't complete something and you need them to drive you home, perfect. Do me a favor, jump in and drive us home, and we'll do this again. A lot of time, the reason why they get kind of angry and annoyed is, if you don't know how you actually do something and you try to explain it, all you can do is like just give smart one-line answers. It's like, I don't know, I'll just do it naturally. That's what she says here. So when you ask them for advice, they don't know what they do themselves. So it's really hard for them to give them an answer. So just best thing to do is just try to remember what you learned in your EDTs and try implement it. If you've done something that was confusing in your EDTs, make sure you write notes in your logbook and bring it out with you. Also, watch videos. The girls that you're talking about hill start, watch videos on the hill start before you go out. And when you get to a hill, not on a busy road, in a quiet residential area, watch the videos again, both of you or just you, and then try it again. If it doesn't work, just go back to the video and try again. And just relax. You're only learning. So this person says, which is right? Which is right is wrong. Saw at least 15 cars going through the yellow markings, only one car through the other lane. Also, should you trafficate when making this turn? Indicate, I'm assuming. So just remember, when you're driving, don't worry about what everybody else does. Focus on your own rules of the road. You can't determine what everybody else is going to do. Them big yellow lines, if you see them on the ground, you're not supposed to drive in them. Everyone knows that. If someone is driving through them, they're breaking the rules of the road. The correct way to do it will be obviously not the green line, would be the red line. See where this black car is here? You would be going, you'd have your mirror signal, and then when the road starts to open up, move in. If there's cars flying up the inside, if I'm not stopping, you have to wait. Once somebody stops and lets you in, then you can keep going. But if in your driving test, you'd fail your test for driving straight over them yellow road markings. And this is a very popular question that comes up. If you switch to automatic, do you have to repeat your lessons? And the answer is no. Whether you start an automatic, like once you start your EDTs, it doesn't matter. You're not really learning clutch or gears or anything like that. It's, although you are learning it, it's like correct position, change in direction, progress. So whether you do it in a manual or automatic, doesn't matter. The only time that matters is when you turn up for the day you test, the tester will say, okay, this person is getting a manual license or an automatic license. But a lot of people are tending to start off manual and switch to automatic. You don't have to start again. So can someone please tell me, if you fail your test and need to rebook, do you do that and wait the 17 weeks, or what, do you get a date sooner? So this question must get asked like 40 times a day across all platforms. Like the amount of information I have on my groups now about this. So there's a video on the YouTube. I left in the description below. So you're going to see a link for booking lessons, join the membership, take the free quiz, and then underneath that is going to be for this video here, where two people explain how they booked the cancellation date, and it didn't take them 14 weeks. It was getting a date a lot sooner. But that has been covered extensively every day on the group. Another one came in here. So my motor tax is up for renewal in November. Should I wait for the letter to renew it, or can I renew it before in order to keep up to date for the test? So this is the tax office we're talking about. They will take money off you all day, every day. Renew your tax now, and you're worried about having it in date for the day your test. If you renew it now, you will get it if it is renewed for on November. Whether you renew it now or when the letter comes, your tax will start from the expiry of the last one, and it will go from there. They won't sell you short on your tax. This one came through the other day. So it looks like busy village. It looks like there's roadworks, cars parking left, and it's getting chewed up on the left-hand side. So just wondering, this route, should I indicate going straight? One line is divided going straight and going right, but there are parked cars on the left side. So just try not overcomplicate these things. If you're going straight, what signal could you use? If you stuck your left signal on, it will look like you're going to park. If you stuck your right signal on, it looks like there's a right turn there. It will look like you're turning right. If you're just going straight through, like all other road users behind you know what's going on as well. They can also see all that traffic. If you're just driving in a straight line up the road, there's no need to signal. Okay, this was an interesting one. I got this one on my Tala driving test route 7. So at 4:38, if you don't turn into that lane when turning right, how do you move in correctly? You'd be cutting off the person who's already in the lane. Right. So step one, I'm going to show you what happened. Wait, hold on. I have to share my screen first. I'm going to share Tala test route 7. Hope you can see this. So this is what happened here, right? Light, mirror, handbrake down, off we go.
The next set of lights, we're gonna go right.
Good stuff. Right and left at the crossroads. Observation at the crossroads, and at the lights we're turning right. Mirror signal. Right mirror, move into this right lane.
And then at the next set of lights, we're gonna go left.
Good stuff. So green light, off we go. I'm going to show you what happened here. Boy. So I didn't know both of them lanes were turning right, so I'm going to move into this left lane, mirror signal. That's the beauty about knowing the test. So what happened there? Where are we going? So the reason why we were laughing at that red light is because I had to quote the RSA marking sheet guidelines to fill up that time about this. So I'm going to just share the screen with you here. And I was quoting to fill up this line here. Make sure I have the right one. You see where it says, where two right turn lanes are provided, either may be used on the direction to be followed subsequently. Early directions are normally required. So there's no, one second, I'm going to go back to, so there's no point saying turn right, let me get into the right lane and then say turn and left. So in your test, the tester will say to you, you're going to take this right and then take the next left before you do that. So in the RSA marking sheet guidelines, it says both lanes are correct and the next direction should be given early. All right. The person did say, are you cutting in front of people? If you do find yourself in that position, okay, I'm in the wrong lane because we know we're not supposed to be in the right hand lane. We just mirror, signal left. When it's safe to do so, we gradually move in. All right. You won't fail the test of being out there, but if you stay out there long enough without moving back in, you'll keep on picking up marks for position on the straight. All right. At the stage, 1 second. Do I have one more? I actually forgot there was a marking sheet that I wanted to show, but I haven't got it there. So that's all the slides I have. It's only a short one. There wasn't many sort of different questions. It's always the same questions about cancellation tests and all that stuff. So I'm going to go to the comments. Just remember, lads, if you need lessons in Dublin, click the link in the description and fill out the form. And if you haven't done it already, take the quiz and see if you're ready to pass your driving test. All right. So who do we have here? So first up, what's the crack, Jack? Hey, bro, how's it going? I just want to say thanks a million. You've just got me through my test. Deadly. Well done, Jack. Absolutely delighted for you. Congratulations. And thank you so much for watching the videos. It means the world to me. I really do appreciate it. So congratulations. And thanks for joining in to say that. It's very kind of you. How you doing, Saba? Do I need to wait 15 days to reapply for the test? Because I fly out the country next week. Can't come back till Christmas. Do I need to? So where did you hear you have to wait 15 days to reapply for the test? Is that a thing? I don't think it is. I don't think that's a thing. So where did you hear that? If you're flying out of the country next week, just forget about it. You're not going to, it's highly unlikely you're going to get a test date. What day is it today? Sunday. Like, you know what I mean? You're only giving yourself 5 days. So that will be highly unlikely. But who told you that? How you doing, Percent? How you doing? Good evening. When you have to turn right and there is a solid green light, white box is available for right turn, but that box is back from the middle line of the right way. Where we can wait in the box or in the middle. So the rule is front of your car in line with the center line. I don't know if your name is familiar. Are you doing lessons in Mulhuddard and you've watched my Mulhuddard videos? Because in one of the Mulhuddard videos, I say don't mind that box. Get the front of your car in line with the center line and stay from there. Sometimes them white boxes sell you short, so I don't recommend stopping in them because when you do look to the right, you can't see up the road properly. So I don't really suggest stopping in them if they're too far back from the center line. All right. Hope that answers your question. Where is your test, by the way, bud? Your name is familiar. How you doing, Skillful Cargo? How you doing again? What's the difference between those yellow lines and the same road markings but with white lines? The white lines are they're the same thing. They're supposed to just keep the traffic in lanes. It would just be a bit of a free for all there, I'd say, if they just kind of let them open up. The lane will be too narrow at the start, so people wouldn't know when to move in. So they just do that, keep the lanes the way they are, and then when there's enough space for a lane, then they open it up to move in. But good question. You would be allowed shaved like the last side of it off, but just don't completely drive over them road markings in your driving test anyway. So is this the same question as last time? Do I need to wait 15 days to reapply for the test or get a cancellation? I don't think so. I don't know. You just asked me the same thing there, did you? How you doing, Nada? You're in Galway doing the test at the end of the month. Roundabouts are your challenge. So what about roundabouts are your challenge? If you have any more questions there, because that is usually there's a load of questions. There's only a few here today. Feel free, fire away. What is it about the roundabouts, Renata? Any more questions? This will be a short one. How you doing, Vaz? Would I get marked for progress if I slow down for bends? It depends how sharp the bend is. If it's a slight bend in the road, shouldn't be too much need. But if some bends are sharper than others, I wouldn't really brake. I'd just ease off the gas slightly. You're just showing the tester that you're kind of reaction to the hazard ahead. But unless it's sharp, there's no need too much. If it is sharp, ease off slightly. How you doing, Karan? Do I need to indicate while reversing around the corner? You don't need to indicate when you're actually reversing around the corner. So it depends. Some testers stop you before the corner, so you would mirror signal left and stop, and then gosho move off, and then mirror signal left, move back in. But once you're reversing, we don't signal because our reverse lights are our indication that we're going in reverse. And just remember, when you get around the corner, make sure you mirror, gosho, signal right as you move off. All right, so that's very important. People generally lose marks for signals and observation moving off after the reverse around the corner. Again, you're stopped in the park position, just gosho, move off normally, and then whether the test says right or left, take it from there. How you doing, Seduced Envelope? Is it okay to drive in fourth gear for things like mini roundabouts because you need to go very slowly? Yes, of course it is. It depends on what car you're using. If you're in a big, heavy or diesel car, a lot of times second gear will just drag it around the mini roundabout. But just be very mindful if you are going to use forced, slow it right down with the brake, clutch in into forced, and make sure you're off the clutch. Although you're in force, you still don't want to be clutching around, going around corners or mini roundabouts. If you feel like, even if you're in a smaller engine car, if you feel you're going too fast and it feels a bit dangerous, well, then just roll it into force and let the car roll around in force. And it's really smooth then, just no gas, let the car roll. Really, really smooth. Good question, thank you. How you doing, Skipper Cargo? Do I have to indicate when going straight through at a mini roundabout, but it's the forced exit? Yes, we left mirror, left signal on approach. Where did I have that covered? It's in the earlier mini roundabout videos. I'd say if I went looking for it now, it'll take me too long. But yes, if you're told we're going straight through, forced exit, no problem. Mirror, signal left on approach, and yeah, because it's still the forced exit. All right, even if it is straight. Cool question. Hey, down Vaz, would I get marked for steering when you let go of the steering wheel when you want to straighten the car after a turn, or do you have to manually straighten it? It depends what you. Fly wrecking my head. So it depends what you mean by letting go of the wheel. If you go like this and take your hands completely off and put them on your lap, well then yes. But you are allowed to just loosen your grip and let the wheel spin in your hands. You don't have to manually do it. Just let it spin in your hands, but don't take your hands off the wheel. Also, when you're doing that, try not snap the wheel. When just gradually tighten your grip when you're ready to straighten up. Because if you tighten it, the car will do this little wobble, and you could get a mark for steering for that. So just you can loosen your grip, let it spin in your hands, and then gradually tighten your grip again. And it's much smoother when you get the hang of that. How you doing, Kayla? Is it okay to adjust your mirror down for the reverse? Just have to remember to put it back up. it is okay to point your mirror down. I don't really recommend people doing that. If you set it up if you set it correctly at the start of the reverse around the corner, at the start of your driving test, a lot of time people have a kind of their mirror facing up and the reflection is going up. If you have it nice and flat, you should be able to see your back wheel in your left wing mirror. So if you feel more comfortable adjusting it, fair enough. But make sure when you get back around, you adjust it back to where it was. If you don't do it, you could technically get a mark for technical checks for driving with your mirror not being in the correct position. Because I'm going to just show you something here. I'm going to just share my screen with you for 1 second. Oop, too fast. Rules and checks. A check's fault is incurred in relation to doors, mirrors, head restraint adjusted as the preamble requirements. It should be recorded opposite. Okay, so making if you where are we gone? So if you drive with your mirrors in the wrong position, you could get a mark for technical checks. Is that what I said? I can't remember what I said. Sorry, but yeah, adjust it if you want, but make sure you adjust it back when you're finished. Hope that answers your question. Hey, guys, would you get marked for gears if you don't go into second in the middle of a turn, or can you stay and force the whole turn and then go into second after the turn? See, again, like, how big is the road? Are you crossing? Like, I kind of let the car roll into second and then make the turn instead of having the car screaming at me coming around. If the road is really wide, you'll find that your car screaming at you coming around. Like if you're driving onto a T-junction and it's really wide road, if you're in fourth, the car be screaming at you, you'd be going too slow. I would suggest get the car rolling into fourth and then take your turn up into second and then take your turn in second. Sorry, you'll be fumbling over me words this hour tonight, I know. But yeah, if you can, up your gear that little bit sooner instead of the car screaming at you in first. Both are correct. And you can also change your gear while you're turning, but make sure you have your steering done first. How you doing, Martin? Do I have any videos on what to do when pedestrians are waiting to cross when making left and right turns? Oh, I don't have any videos on that because they're so hard to replicate. These are just these gray areas. So technically you have right away, you know what I mean? Because you're on the road and they're crossing the road. Once they step out on the road, then you're kind of giving them right away because they're sort of saying, because once they step out onto the road, you don't want to drive at them. So that's one of them really tricky ones. So when you're coming to a right turn, if there's, especially left turns are a bit easier to gauge, but if you're turning right, there's somebody walking, say, towards you, and you're kind of neck and neck, you're getting there at the same time. A lot of the time, I would sort of suggest on the brake, clutch in, look to the right, and stop. If they stop, finish. Because if you keep going and they keep walking, boom, it's a grade 3 straight away. Because the test, I would say, you should have anticipated better. Sometimes it's better to get a grade 2 mark for progress turning right than it is to take a chance and hope that pedestrian stops walking. You know what I mean? So very good question. And it's especially if you're neck and neck and you're going to come to the turn at the same time, as in you're going to turn and they're going to walk out, definitely look to the right and stop. If they stop, then you go, because you do have right away technically. And yeah, hope that answered your question, bud. How you doing, Sphinx? Would I get marked for stopping at the roundabout if it's clear? Yes, most certainly. You'll get a mark for progress at roundabouts. If the way ahead is clear, they're yields, they're not stop lines. So once you get the direction, you're doing your MSPSL or MSMM, and in position, into second, off the clutch, look to the right. If there's no cars approaching, keep going. If you stop, it's a great tool for progress on roundabouts all day. How you doing, Karan? What's the best possible way to dodge the split box ramps? So I did do a video about this years ago. It's an oldie. It's from the whiteboard when I done. It's probably over a year old now. So there's a few different versions of this. Some roads there's 3 of them across the middle. Some roads there's 4 across the middle. In any case, if doesn't matter which one's for now, right? So if the left one is free, we try to straddle the left one. When I say if it's free, there's no cars parked on them, there's no pedestrians standing near them. If it's free and it's empty and it's safe to take the left one, always straddle the left one. If there's 4 bumps across the road and there's cars parked on the left-hand side, straddle the second one. If there's 3 bumps across the middle, how am I going to get? I can't actually put a video in the description here. I'll figure out how to do that. But if there's 3 bumps across the middle and there's cars parked on the left, don't come into the middle of the road and straddle the middle one. Put your 2 bumps over the wheels, one on the left, on your side of the road, and the middle one, and just put 2 wheels over both bumps. Don't drive in the middle of the road and straight down the middle of the road. All right. I hope that answers your question. Let me I'm going to share my screen. This is going to be an oldie. I'm going to just find the name of it. So how am I going to do that? Manage videos. Bear with me there for 1 second. Ah, that's it. Is that it? What speed bump should I take? So that's the name of it there, all right? Are you still there? I don't know if you've seen that. So the name of the video is What Speed Bump Should I Take? It's an oldie. It's going to be a tough watch, but it's in detail, that video. The old stuff was a lot more detailed. So have a look at that, and then I hope that helps you, bud. How you doing, Sean? I know you have vids trying get test routes in place like Navan, but do you have any vids on test routes outside Dublin? But if I had the videos, they will be on my YouTube. I'm not hiding any videos. Like a lot of yeah, there is a few test routes that I could potentially do, but yeah, they won't be anytime soon. I kind of just stick to the areas where I have drivers, and then the drivers take me around the routes instead of, because no point me going there and trying to learn it and then not having a driver to help anybody. So the videos that I have, it's because I have drivers there and they can take me around the routes and stuff like that, you know. Where are you based anyway, bud? Never say never, but just not, I don't have them in my immediate plans. How you doing, Kaylee? You're welcome. Thanks so much for joining. How you doing, Shane? Had my test in Dun Laoghaire. Last week, your videos have been so much help, Deadly. You're welcome. One question. My test is 30, 8:15. Can busy, slow-moving traffic be an advantage? Oh, it's definitely not an advantage, bud. I don't see. I've never walked in Dun Laoghaire myself personally, so I can't really say what the roads are like around the test centre because I've never been there. But I can imagine Dun Laoghaire is going to be busy, and that's a time that I don't like my students taking is 8:15. Not that I don't like them taking it, but there can be a lot more challenges at 8:15. The reason being, people are late. People are going back to school, back to work. It can be a free for all that time of the morning. Just make sure your reaction to hazards are strong, anticipating others. And if it's full of traffic, you'll still do your full test route. You won't be getting any shortcuts. They allow more time probably for that lesson. So best of luck with that one, Shane. Let us know how you get on, and I hope you smash it. All right, bud. Thanks so much for joining. Jeez, man. You get your money out of me, guys, don't you? Would you get marked for progress if the car ahead of you is going too slow and you have to go slow to maintain following distance, or can you overtake them? So you can't determine what other road users are doing. If the car in front is going slow, perfect. There's nothing you can do about that. when it comes to overtaking them, how slow are they going? Are they going like 42 and a 50? Would that be too risky to overtake someone in your driving test at that speed? Like, I don't know about that. If they're going extremely slow, well, then you could demonstrate that you know how to overtake safely. But you have to make sure like there's going to be no junctions up ahead, no oncoming traffic. There would be a few there'd be a few that would have to be, you have to gauge that by how fast the car in front of you is going. If it's going medium to fast, I wouldn't bother. I'd stay behind and keep a safe distance. Remember, only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. How are you doing, Jonas? Is it okay to stop in emergency on third or fourth? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fourth. If it's an emergency, stop in whatever gear you want. Fifth, if you have to. An emergency stop, it's just 2 hands on the wheel, on the brake, and just clutch in and stop. You are okay to stop in third gear as well, coming to a red light. No issues with that. I tell people to do that all the time. If I was in fourth coming to a red light, I'd be on the brake, I'd clutch in, I'd come into third, off the clutch, and then clutch in and stop in third. But there's no need to go down through the gears. That's old school. We don't do that anymore. There's no need. Hope that answers your question there, bud. Yes. How you doing, Spinks? Can the car crawl in second or would it stall? Crawl and stall. So it depends on the car. Big heavy diesel will, like, a nice small little petrol into second. Just if you don't touch any of the pedal juice, they'll just roll. Or a light bit of gas, the car should roll. Depends on all cars are different. Some makes and models, they won't do that. You have to apply gas. So just gauge on your car, see what's comfortable in your car. If it doesn't feel right, well then add a small bit of gas, or if you're going too fast. It depends on what the situation is, to be honest. If you're turning a corner, roll around in second, yeah, definitely. It's a bit tough stopping third or fourth gear if, for example, it's a pedestrian in front and fast moving traffic behind. It's the same. You're on the brake, clutch in and stop. Whether you go down a gear, you get a little bit of engine braking, but there's no big difference. You haven't got time to be dropping down the gears if it's an emergency stop. That means a child or a pedestrian has stepped out in front of you. Your only job is to stop the car. You know what I mean? That would be an anticipate. Like, what's the question here? Did I lose track of something here? Okay, so yeah, I'll answer them. So an emergency stop, it can be an anticipation issue. Sometimes like things can force an emergency stop. If like it's happened on lessons loads of times where you be driving along and the dog runs out in front of you. You can't anticipate everything. A lot of things you can anticipate, but you don't want to murder anybody's dog either. So sometimes an emergency stop is important. You can't anticipate most things. You can anticipate. Who's that? Are you allowed to stop in fourth gear when you're about to stop at traffic lights, or does it have to be third? I always say the highest gear third. Like if you're driving in fourth, I'd be on the brake, into third, off the clutch, stay on the brake, clutch in and stop in third. That's okay. You don't have to go down through the gears. How you doing, Sean? Yeah, based in Cavan. That's the second person that's asked me for Cavan. I think was either on the last call someone said Cavan. It's tough ask to get down here, definitely, but I wouldn't have a clue. But never say never. If another instructor wants to donate a video, I'd be happy to put it on the YouTube. No problem at all. Also, I do have a new talent test route coming tomorrow. The lovely people at Flexi Drive are going to be doing it, and check out the new cameras he has. They're going to be fantastic. It's going to be a 360 view of the car, so you'll be able to see what's happening around the corners and stuff. It's going to be really powerful. Also, I should have a new route as well for Dunleary, the Rochestown Hotel. Is that what it's called? There's a lot of people asking for that one as well. So hopefully, depending on Flexi Drive, hopefully I have that on. It depends on him now, but hopefully Friday. So hopefully tomorrow for Tala, I don't want to put a time limit on them, but that's what I believe. What else do we have? Bredo bar. Good man. Watch your videos the night before testing cholesterol and smashed it. Deadly bud. Well done. Congratulations. Absolutely delighted for you. The cholesterol videos are a painful watch there. Probably that's some of my earliest material. But nonetheless, me driving was a lot better back then as well because I was more immersed in it. But that's it. Any more questions? Any more questions? It is Sunday. Haven't done a live Sunday in a long time. Usually I do get a lot more. There seems to be a lot of people have joined. No need to rush our videos. Yeah, it won't be me doing it. It'll be Flexi Drive. Do you teach the emergency stop routine during the 12? Yes, you're supposed to do it in lesson number 5, stopping in a confined space. But what's the story with you, Martin? Are you still doing your lessons, or are you an instructor? How you doing, Earl? When driving on a one-lane road with cars parked on the sides, if we need to cross the broken white line slightly, say about 10 centimeters, very exact, do we still need the signal? If you're going across the center white line, it's a car's parking left, just mirror signal. Yeah, I would. If I'm coming out to a center line, the only time you signal is to tell the road users what you're doing. So there's cars behind you, there's cars ahead, and if you feel the need to do it, just do it. You won't get marked for doing it. A lot of times you won't get marked for not doing it, but you definitely won't get marked for doing it. You won't get marked for doing it. So if you feel the need, just definitely by all means signal. Any more questions? Remember, lads, if you need lessons in Dublin, click the link in the description, fill out the form. We'd be happy to help. Raheny, Leicester, Finglas, Charlestown, Huddard, Maple, Hallett, Dunleary, Flexi Drive cover Dunleary for me, and all the areas in between, Dublin 12, whatever, Santry, all the lovely stuff, Coolock, everything in Dublin. What do we have here? Do I plan on doing night driving videos? No, definitely not, because you won't be able to see anything. I don't have that type of infrared technology to do a nighttime video. A left turn is a left turn, no matter what time of the day. Yes, so I don't have that type of technology, unfortunately. All right, will we leave it at that? No bother. So remember, take the quiz. It's in the description. There's videos in there. And also, if you want to join the YouTube membership for a ton of bonus videos, you'll be also supporting the channel. All right. So all this stuff, it is for free. But if you do want to support, join the membership to unlock all the bonus videos straight from the RSA Marking Sheet Guidelines. All right. Hold on, I'm going to answer this one. Would I consider doing more mock test videos with pupils? Yes, skillful cargo. I will be doing more. They're just not in the pipeline yet. I have to figure out how to do them better because they don't really come across. When I watch them, I don't really like them because the viewer can't really see what's going wrong. So I had to figure out different kind of camera angles or something. Or I'm going to actually address it in case I'm missing something. I love watching those style of videos of English YouTubers, but the test is slightly different over it. Yes, they definitely are. Yes, that is something that is on my mind, and it is good content, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. I don't live in Dublin anymore, so that's something that I have to make plans for. Yes, but definitely come here. I don't live in Dublin anymore. That's why I find it a bit more difficult getting over. Speaking of Conquer, I have something in the pipeline about that. Yes, some very important video coming up, me versus Conquer. All right, so that's going to be hopefully, it won't be next week, because I'm working on that stuff. Hopefully the week after. It's only going to be a short video, but it's going to be an important one. All right. So we're going to leave it at that. It is Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. If you have your test soon, get looking on the videos. They're all free on my YouTube. And yeah, thanks so much for joining. And I will see you in the next one. All right. Best of luck.